Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to connect this control panel. Now when you're connecting small cables into a panel like this, it's important to use ferrules, as you can see here on the screen. They just allow for the cable to be tightened properly without breaking, because when you're using cable that skinny, it does happen where they break sometimes. Anyway, we've got to take a step back a bit first before we really get into how this is connected. So when you strip this cable, there's two things that you need to know about. There is a thing called the screen and a thing called the shield. So you can see here, the shield is what I'm taking off the cable now. This literally just shields the cable from the other cables and stops interference between them. That's all it's for. So that gets cut out now in the termination phase and you just get rid of it. Easy as that. Once that's all removed and out of the way, you'll be left with what is called a screen. Now you could twist this with your pliers to treat them together to make one big cable, or you could do what I do, Dublin Sparky special incoming here. This is a phenomenal tip. Wait till you see this. You get out your Milwaukee screw gun. Don't know if they're still doing a Dublin Sparky discount in CEF Talent. Maybe they are. But tighten that up and wait till you see this. Instead of twisting it with your pliers there, you can stick this thing into 10th gear. Drop a gear, disappear, boys. Now, honestly, don't go too mad with this. If you overdo it, you will actually damage the cable. So you really need to be careful with this. This is faster, but way easier to do a bit of damage if you go crazy. Anyway, moving on from that then, we have... I actually cannot remember the name of these, to be honest with you. This is my first time using these. So where the cable is actually stripped, you need to put this sort of protection around it, and it's handy for actually holding on the earth sleeving as well. So I'm a fan of this, but it took me a while to get used to, as you can see there. Now let's actually get into how this panel is connected. So each panel will come with something that looks like this, and we'll take what's circled in red there for an example. You can see the terminal number X33, and then the cable color white is what is being used. So on the right hand side where the arrow is, you can see it says 1P, which is one pair, and that pair of cables, one pair of cables, two cables, is white and black. So you can see we have our white cable here with the X3 covering on it, and then we go up to the X3 terminal block, and then when you drop down a bit, you can see terminal number 3 right there. Bingo. And that is where that cable gets connected in. And then it's literally just wiring by numbers, painted by numbers. Same thing, lads. It's literally not that hard. You just have to follow it, label it, do it correctly, and not damage any of the cables in the process. That is literally how you connect these panels. It looks harder than it is, but it's actually a great job to get. Now, do I know what is going on in this panel? I don't have a clue, but all I have to do is follow the numbers, literally wire by numbers. Someone commented that the other day, and that's exactly what it is. Anyway, I'll see you for another video tomorrow.